guys, so here we are on ESV Ohana, and down in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, we have our red Protoss player, representative of SK Gaming. It is MC. And his opponent here, up 1-0 in this best of 9, our pink Zerg player from Millennium. It is Stephano.
Yep, Stephano played a brilliant ZVP last game. Really had, everything MC was doing was geared to stop what Stephano was doing, and Stephano still managed to come back and win.
Especially after that, I've got to say, despite the fact that MC didn't win that game, that's still close to a top 5 moment, being able to chain feedback like 13 infestors like that.
Well, that's the type of thing that would win like 90% of the PVZs out there. You know, if you're the Protoss player and you reduce the infestor count by that much, and then you engage, that's huge. So Stephano just having the economy to replace that so quickly and be able to kind of hold MC off in the meantime worked out pretty well. Now, Ohana is a map that is actually pretty good for MC. I mean, the third base is pretty easy to take. The fourth base, in fact, is pretty easy to take, I would say. And that's why Protoss players like it. You know, they like to be able to know where their opponent is. They like to be able to get those expansions up relatively quickly. I mean, MC, you know, again, kind of showing us that he's not really as interested in the two-base play that he's been known for since he started playing StarCraft 2, and is really kind of adjusting his style in the last 6 months or so.
And, you hit on it, but I think this is going to become a very Protoss-favored map coming up soon, especially against Zerg players. A couple of things you can do. As we can see, the pylons up at the front. This ramp is as wide as the one on Shakura's Plateau. As a Protoss player, you can actually full wall that right away and not have to go Stargate to put on pressure afterwards, because you can still warp units down onto the low ground. Another cool thing you can do is you full wall this, take out the destructible rocks, and you have a really nice, easy-to-defend third available at your disposal. So it's a really cool way to play this map. Looks like MC is able to put a pylon down, start blocking this natural from Stephano for a little while.
Now, conversely, with the Zerg side of things, this is one of those maps where, oh man, he's going to kill that drone. Ooh. Oh, wow, he almost killed that drone, but might still get... Nope, decide he doesn't want to kill the drone. Yeah. But anyway, this is one of those maps. There's certain maps where you play Zerg and ZVP, and if you let the Protoss army get to a certain place on the map, you're in huge trouble. For, Antigua, you can't let them get into your third through those rocks. On this map, you cannot let them get to the bottom of your ramp outside your natural. If they do, and you don't have anything outside of that, you're really, really out of luck, because you mentioned what a narrow choke it is. Protoss can just come right up that, and then just cut your army apart fairly easily. It's a rough position to be in. So Stephano, what he's going to want to do is just be really active around the map, and when the aggression comes, he wants to take care of it outside of his bases. He wants to be out on the map, meeting it midway. He doesn't want to fight at his bases.
And Stephano is going up to quick 3 hatches once again. MC, though, he did leave a little gap in between the pylon and the gateway. Once again, going for 17 Nexus, 17 Forge, 17 Gateway and Pylon, and Photon Cannon right afterwards. So it was a very, very greedy way to go about this, but it's a case of knowing his opponent and the fact that Stephano's not likely to put on that kind of pressure early.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's just kind of how the metagame usually goes. You know, one person's greedy, and a lot of times the other player's like, well, if you're being that greedy, I can be this greedy, you know? And it got to the point where I had heard, I never actually saw the game, but I heard there was a game in Brood War where Jaedong made 5 hatcheries before he made anything else.
What?
Yeah, it got to that point.
Awesome.
So it's obviously Brood War is a very different game in those types of situations, but we're seeing kind of a similar thing in StarCraft 2 where players are being more and more greedy here and there. And there'll be a time where people will start to punish it again, and then we'll go back to shorter games. But we're in a very macro phase at the highest level of StarCraft 2 right now. Everybody wants to play for that late game, or at least the later mid-game, get a lot of bases early on. And it can produce a lot of entertaining games, too. I have no problem with this right now.
No, not at all.
It's pretty good.
And so it looks like Stephano saturating another base very quickly. Going to start mining over at his third pretty soon as well. I imagine he'll break down the destructible rocks as soon as he gets a few units out.
Yeah.
And MC is, in fact, going for a Stargate now. Pretty good on this map. A lot of fly space around the side. Not so much in between the bases and behind those. So you do have to watch about getting your units caught there. But around the sides of the map, certainly pretty good ways to sneak past some Void Race Phoenixes, things like that.
Yeah, generally he'd want to worry about taking out the third. And I think he also wants maybe the added bonus of trying to force Stephano to go into a tech path that he doesn't really want to go into.
Yeah.
Stephano doesn't really seem to like Hydralisks that much. I don't think I've ever really seen him make them.
No. Not unless, no, in fact, now that you mentioned that, unless there's like a player who denies a third and goes, and he can go all gateway units from there, or decide to go all gateway units from there on out, but that's the only time I've seen Stephano go for Hydras.
Yeah, it's very rare, very rare. So I think we're probably going to see Infestation Pit again fairly quickly when he realizes MC is going for some air tech. It kind of depends on how heavily MC goes into, you know, this air Protoss style.
And it looks like, is that a probe off to the right? It is, but going to sit right underneath an Overlord, unfortunately. So,
hello.
Yep. He's just like, oh, nope, just passing through, just scouting, scouting, making sure there's no proxy Zerg structures.
And there are not, so he's mission
there never
accomplished. Yeah. Ling speed first for Stephano this time rather than Lair, deciding to make sure he can make a lot of Lings, get out there and find pylons, but there's already a pylon coming in. And MC, is he actually making a second Void Ray here, or is that still the first one?
Nope, it is the second.
Okay, I was going to say, I could have sworn I already saw him make one. So that's interesting. Multiple Void Rays for MC. There's an interesting build, kills that Overlord, of course, right away. And if he makes a third Void Ray, things are going to get crazy. And he is.
Oh, and look at that.
Third Void Ray. Wow. Okay, so it is going to be +1 Zealot and lots of Void Rays.
Yep, he just needs to go after the Spore Crawler. If he gets that down, this base is in danger. Those +1 Zealots doing so much damage to the Zerglings that are around. The Void Ray starting to prioritize out Roaches now. Will require some more Warpins, though, in a second to be able to continue to do damage. Two Queens now have joined, and MC's going to have to get out of there with that Void Ray. Is the second one going over to the main, though? Because he could start warping at some units there. No, it looks like he's just bringing in a bunch more Zealots for the time being, even transfusing up a couple of those Roaches to make sure they survive for longer. MC going to have to move away with those Void Rays. Yeah,
this isn't working quite as well as he had hoped it was. Now, he did keep his Void Rays at relatively high health. He's got a fourth one on the way as well. So if he can kind of get to like a critical mass where he's got just a lot of Void Rays, that might work okay. But he is also adding on the Robo now as well, so he is going to kind of transition a bit. Oh, look at this, a pylon on the low ground, allowing him to warp off more. Oh, and he can also force field the ramp. This could be a bit dangerous for Stephano.
Yeah, and actually it is going to be now as Nothing is able to make it back in. Queen getting pretty low in health as well, and just down to 31 hit points. And then actually he's going to go after the Spore Crawler first, make sure that that can't get up, and it can't. And he's going to pick off a couple of units on the way as well. MC with a great follow-up to this. 3 Spore Crawlers being forced inside of the main.
Oh, man, not paying attention to those Zealots too much. They're just getting killed by the Roaches. Roaches coming out from both sides now, and MC... Okay, he does put down another force field, but it's a little bit off here. Just taking out Spore Crawler after Spore Crawler, but I think this attack is going to be thwarted fairly soon here. Although, you know, with another Void Ray coming in again, this is starting to look a little bit rough for Stephano, but...
Oh, those Roaches just evaporate. And now that he does have 4 sentries, theoretically he could infinitely put down those force shields, but unfortunately he used them a little bit too greedily. So looks like this Queen trying to get transfused up. Not going to work, though. One of the Void Rays will finally fall, but the Void Rays have done quite a bit of damage. Looks like another Queen going to go down as well.
Yep, and Stephano is going to take out all those sentries in the main base as well. MC just being like, I don't care about those guys anymore.
Yeah, he's actually picking off these Spore Crawlers incredibly quickly.
No kidding. Yeah, I mean, when the Void Rays get charged up like that, it's hard not to. This is such a unique attack from MC. You hardly ever see this very, large content Void Ray style going.
Yeah.
See how strong it is if it gets a bit out of hand.
Yeah, no kidding. He's forcing so many units out of his opponent. And hey, a Hydralisk Den coming down now for Stephano.
You know, this is a good time to do it, and your opponent is going just so heavily for Void Rays. Oh, man, he's losing so many probes as well.
Yes, he is. Looks like he actually tried to go for an attack as well, but everything sitting here for MC, and there's no way he's going to be able to drive him off of that. This Hatchery getting so low in health. Actually, he's picking off some Zerglings and Roaches as they move on by.
Wow, and MC just in total control of this game. Stephano really should try to be careful with these Hydras. When they pop out, they're going to be... Okay, wow, MC actually moving. Those Hydras are going to pop out and actually be in a decent position here.
Yeah, he can't lose the charge on those Void Rays. Looks like he did on one, though. Spore Crawler going to go down in a second. But not before it's able to get a Void Ray. And looks like the Void Rays will finally be driven away. But MC has done so much damage with this attack.
Yeah, somehow MC missed that Hydralisk Den. Otherwise, he would have ran away a little bit earlier. It's going to lose everything here. And supplies fairly even right now for both players. I wonder what Stephano's going to do to follow this up. What's the worker count right now for each player? 49 to 38. Yeah, Stephano lost a lot of drones with that too. So we're probably going to see a round of droning. Yep, they're the drones right now. And then we might just see some sort of big Roach Hydra push on 3 bases to try to just end the game.
Well, we'll find out. There is a robotics bay on the way, so MC will eventually move into Colossi. Needs to be able to kill that Overlord, though. It's pooping down a good bit of creep, and that's going to delay that for quite some time.
Yep, and Stephano looking like he wants to counterattack here.
Yes, he does, but it's a pretty good amount of forces for MC. The Hydras are in tow, though, making their way up with +1 attacks. They are very high DPS.
Yep, they certainly are, and +2 missile attacks are on the way right now, so they're going to get even stronger here. It's just going to be really difficult for Stephano to break up the ramp. That's kind of where the difficulty will be, but MC coming down to meet him.
Yes, he is. Those +1 Zealots starting to tear through a good number of links. Oh, dropping down the force fields behind most of the units. It's going to allow the Zealots to move up and engage. They tear through the front line of Roaches, and everything disappears. Big win there for MC.
Yeah, Stephano getting a little bit overeager here, maybe kind of thinking that MC had teched a little bit heavier than he did. I don't know. He just kind of expected MC to have less stuff than he did, I suppose. And now MC is right back in it again. I mean, it's still fairly even, but MC definitely the one with a little bit of an edge right now, and this is going to certainly help him keep that.
Oh, yeah, very much so. Drops down the first force field, starting to go back after this base once again. Hatchery just finished up for Stephano. Going to require another couple of sentries here in a second, though. Oh, there are already Hydralisks, though, inside of the main to start driving away these Zealots.
Now the question is, how long will MC be able to hold him off? Oh, I guess the answer is indefinitely, warping in more sentries here.
Yeah.
Oh, just letting a few Roaches up there, but that's enough to chase the sentries back.
Yeah.
Bit of a mistake there from MC.
Yeah, that's exactly what Stephano needs. He'll be able to break up this ramp here in just a second. In fact, MC just getting away with the War Prism and whatever units he can. A couple more Roaches fall, but that's about all.
Nice rhyme.
Thank
Sir
you.
Kevin Naki a lot.
I appreciate it.
I don't know.
Yes.
Cat's Pajamas was a name we could have used for like a rap name, but now I just don't know. I don't know what we could do.
Sir Noxalot.
Sir Noxalot?
Yeah. Good with that one.
All right.
Yep.
Changing your Twitter today.
I will be henceforth referred to
Sir Noxalot?
Yeah.
I'll remember that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sure you won't let me lift that one down.
Yeah, well, for now, you can follow him at Kevin Naki. I am at Gosudo on Twitter, so.
That's true.
Follow us.
Follow that guy over there. He's a pretty darn good caster. You may have heard.
He's okay, even though he gave up his ID. He's still pretty good.
Yeah, I thought you were going by Cat's Pajamas now, so.
No, of course not. I just reserved it for you when you come back for it.
When I come to my senses?
Yeah. Pretty much. So, MC moving in yet again. There's a pretty strong army here.
Yeah.
And will it be enough, though, to take out the high DPS army of Stephano?
Well, Spore Crawler goes down. It's going to allow the Void Ray and Colossi to get in a little bit closer. Pretty good force fields. Look how many units are zoned out of the back. So well done by MC there. He's going to move up, continue to press ahead, finds a nice little cache of Overlords as well. Stephano just not able to break his way through quite yet. The Overlord sitting at the back.
GG.
There's the well.